Their insolence cannot be ignored.
Prepare the purification protocol.
In the far reaches of the galaxy, there existed a council older than time itself, a gathering of the most powerful alien species in the known universe. For millions of years, they had ruled uncontested, deciding the fate of entire star systems with a single vote. But there was one species they refused to take seriously, a young, chaotic, war-torn race from a small blue planet called Earth. They called humans primitive. They called them temporary. They called them a footnote in the history of the galaxy. They were wrong, and they were about to find out just how wrong they were. It began with a signal, a simple radio transmission, decades old, drifting through space until it reached the outer sensors of the Alien Council's scouting fleet. The Council convened immediately. 7 ancient species, each representing billions of years of combined civilization, sat around the great circular chamber of the core world. Their capital, a planet built entirely from crystalline structures older than most galaxies. A new species has been detected, announced the presiding elder. Species designation: human. Homeworld Sol 3. The Council reviewed the data. Human wars, human politics, human technology, decades behind even the youngest spacefaring civilizations in the galaxy. Laughter echoed through the chamber. They still burn fossil fuels, one counselor sneered. They still fight each other over borders and resources. This species poses no threat. And so, the Council made its first mistake. They dismissed humanity entirely. For the next several years, the Council sent nothing but observation drones, small, cloaked satellites that quietly recorded human behavior from orbit. What they found should have alarmed them. Humans adapted faster than any species the Council had ever documented. In the span of a single generation, they went from crude rockets to reusable spacecraft, from simple computers to advanced artificial intelligence, from isolated nations to global cooperation in the face of existential threats. But the Council saw only chaos. They saw wars, disagreements, protests, and mistook adaptability for instability. They are not ready, the Council concluded. They may never be ready. One counselor, a quiet strategist, raised a concern that would later prove prophetic. Humans do not simply survive challenges, he warned. They accelerate because of them. The Council ignored him. And the 4th day, human forces launched a coordinated strike against the alien cruiser, not with outdated missiles, but with an experimental energy weapon developed in complete secrecy, hidden beneath mountains and oceans for over a decade. The alien cruiser's shields, designed to withstand primitive weaponry, buckled under the unexpected assault. The ship retreated, badly damaged, and disappeared back into deep space. Back on the core world, the Council chamber fell into stunned silence. That is not possible, the presiding elder said. Their technology was decades behind ours. It was, the strategist replied grimly, until we gave them a reason to catch up. For the first time in the Council's long history, fear began to creep into the room. Word spread quickly across allied systems. Humanity had repelled an alien warship. Other species, long oppressed under the Council's rule, began to take notice. Whispers of rebellion spread through star systems that had lived in silent submission for centuries. The Council, desperate to maintain its authority, made its second and far more catastrophic mistake. They declared humanity a threat to galactic order and authorized a full invasion fleet, believing overwhelming numbers would end the conflict swiftly. Hundreds of warships were mobilized. An armada larger than anything ever assembled in Council history began its journey toward Sol 3. But humanity was no longer the same species the Council had first observed. News of the incoming armada reached Earth through captured alien communications, decrypted by human intelligence agencies working alongside newly formed international alliances. Humanity did not panic. They prepared. Shipyards that had been quietly under construction for years began mass-producing defense vessels equipped with reverse-engineered alien technology, enhanced by uniquely human ingenuity. Where the Council relied on rigid, traditional battle formations passed down for millennia, humanity brought unpredictability, adaptive tactics, and a willingness to take risks no ancient civilization would dare consider. Every human nation contributed. For the first time in recorded history, Humanity stood united, not divided by borders, but bound by survival. The Armada arrived at the edge of the solar system, a wall of alien warships stretching farther than the eye could see. The Council broadcasted a final ultimatum: surrender or be erased. Humanity's response was silence, followed by action. Cloaked human vessels, hidden using alien stealth technology harvested from the earlier encounter, emerged from behind the moon and asteroid belts, striking the Armada's flanks in a coordinated assault no one anticipated. Chaos erupted across the alien fleet. Ships collided. Communication systems, unprepared for human electronic warfare, were jammed and disrupted. Where the Council expected an easy massacre, they instead found themselves fighting for survival. Within hours, the Armada that was meant to end humanity in a single strike was in full retreat. Its command ships destroyed, its formations broken, its confidence shattered. Back on the core world, the Council chamber that once mocked humanity now sat in stunned, terrified silence. The presiding elder, the same being who had once dismissed humans as primitive and temporary, stared at the incoming reports in disbelief. They should not have won, he whispered. The strategist, the only counselor who had warned them from the very beginning, finally spoke. You underestimated a species built entirely on resilience. You gave them fear, and they turned it into strength. You gave them war, and they turned it into unity. This is the price of underestimating humanity. The Council had no response. For the first time in millions of years, the Alien Council was no longer the most feared power in the galaxy. Word of humanity's victory spread across every allied system, every oppressed world, every corner of known space. A new era had begun, one where the smallest, youngest species in the galaxy had proven that they would not simply survive. They would rise, and somewhere, deep in the silence of space, the Council could only wonder what humanity would do next.